As I really like the stealth genre in gaming, I thought let's determine if another great stealth game like Dishonored is worth buying in 2021. It's been almost a decade since Dishonored was launched in 2012. A first-person stealth action game which involves silently killing people with your short sword as well as keen usage of gears and supernatural abilities. The features this game offers is quite intriguing, but when I review a stealth game, I also look for different ways to take on a level, and Dishonored absolutely also delivers that. Let me give you a short overview of the story as I think it's a major part in this game. Unlike Hitman or Splinter Cell where story didn't matter that much, at least to me. Your name is Corvo and you are an assassin. A deadly plague has emerged in the city of Dunwall where Corvo meets the Empress, but the Empress gets murdered and her daughter gets kidnapped, and you get framed as the assassin of the Empress. In the interrogation, Corvo gets to know that it was planned that he was framed as the killer of the Empress. On the day of execution, Corvo gets a chance to flee away and here the actual game starts. You get your supernatural abilities from someone known as the Outsider in a dream world, and I guess it's time we move on to the combat because it's mostly about using these abilities with the provided weapons. Your primary weapon is a sword which you use to stealth kill enemies, which is generally satisfying, but there's also a guarding option which helps when, let's say, you get detected and end up doing close-up combat. Then you can block attacks and use your sword like you do in an actual sword fight. Your inventory also has other physical gears that can aid you to kill your targets differently, and I think this should be a regular thing in stealth-based games. You get a silent crossbow with different bow types to razor spikes, grenades, and even a pistol for high combat. Oh, and not to mention a goddamn talking heart.
The Lord Regent resides here, as do those who await their turn with the executioner, though their departments differ. He walks the floor.
Not just talking, this heart also indicates the location of your objective as well as runes and bone charms throughout the map. I really recommend getting these runes and charms that works majorly on your supernatural abilities and also gives minor buffs. You can assign up to 10 bone charms in your slot, and with all of them you can sort of make a build, but it becomes obvious at a point that you're gonna need the acrobat charm to climb faster, blood ox heart for increased mana, eat white rats to survive. Wait, what? In Dishonored, there will be hordes of rats because it is set in a time of the plague. Among these hordes, there will be white rats that you can consume for mana only if you have the Gutter Feast charm activated. It's funny how this is even a thing, but don't kill a white rat in real life. They can be useful. Now finally, let's talk about one of the most predominant mechanic in the game, which is the supernatural abilities. You have no idea how much these abilities affects the core gameplay. I think the most important and used ability is the blink, which teleports you to slip past enemies, go for a quick kill or reach high grounds. The timing is key when you are blinking for a kill, someone can see you when you are killing an enemy, or you can miss your chance to line up an air assassination, or you can just go insane. You can pretty much do all kinds of kills or progression with the blink itself. And we just scratched the surface. Dark vision lets you see through walls, whether it's enemies or dead bodies or the sound wave that is being made by you. You wanna possess a rat or fish? Then you can use the possession ability. This can make traveling easier through narrow spaces, and also rats and hagfishes cannot harm you if you decide to hide in a sewer or the water. Make time slow with the bend time ability and enjoy killing enemies one by one. Wind blast can blow your enemies away and then you can go for an easy stab. And last but not least, it's not a Dishonored game without rats, so with Devouring Swarm you can summon a lot of rats that can quickly wipe out the enemies. Then there are also some passive abilities that gives you extra health and more agility, or automatically turns dead bodies into ashes upon kills and things like that. You can upgrade every ability and they're really worth it. This abilities just changes the whole games and makes it so much fun. And again, be sure to collect the runes to upgrade your abilities, or else it can be detrimental to your gameplay. Also, it's not that big of a game, so you can squeeze some more playtime out of the game, and it's always a good challenge to get to the runes and charms. They are scattered around the levels, which brings me to the next topic, which is the really good non-linear level designing of Dishonored. The levels of Dishonored consist high vantage points, different types of traps to make you use your brain because most of the time you just can't blink through them easily. You have to find other ways around, or you have to somehow disable those traps by removing the oil tank. For example, there is a level where the main entrance is guarded by tall boys, normal guards, and also a mighty watchtower. So getting through is normally gonna be tough, so the game lets you swim in the water to reach to a secret entrance from the side, but the gate of the water is locked and also filled with hagfishes. So what do? You talk to this NPC and he requests you to spare his life, and in return he'll open this gate for you to progress. But as there are hagfishes, you should possess a fish and then reach the secret entrance safely. Alternatively, you could also go for the guards and disable the watchtower and enter through the front door anyway. I really like this freedom of playing however you want. There's another level where you are in a party and the objective is to kill or at least neutralize a lady who has a surname Boyle, but you don't know who is the actual Lady Boyle because there's 3 of them and they are just separated by red, white and black suits and masks. And a lot of guards around, of course. So you roam around and eventually find out from an optional NPC that, spoiler, it's the lady wearing white. The guy says he loves her and don't want her to get killed and requests Corvo that if he brings her unconscious to him, no one will ever hear from her again. So you get an optional objective which is apparently safer because you don't have to kill her and also you can just lure her down in the basement where that other guy is waiting. You knock her and...
Last, oh my love, someday you will understand. You'll never know how happy you've made me. Someday she'll learn to appreciate me. After all, she'll have her whole life.
And that is still a better love story than Twilight. Some levels have clues written in books that tells you safe combination which provides really good loot, sometimes even runes or bone charms too. I think this game truly provides an immersive experience. The level design is just legit and I really like it a lot about Dishonored. There's also inventory management stuffs going on where you have to look for your health and mana potion, but you can buy them in the Hound's Pit, which is the hub area in Dishonored. The game also has different endings based on your playstyle. If you go Rambo mode and cause a lot of chaos, you would get a bad ending. The character design feels okay to me and the boat guy Samuel is the most likable person for obvious reasons, which you'll know if you play this game. I also like the steampunk type art style of this game, it looks pretty beautiful. The game also has great use of ambient music that I think gives a dark vibe and makes it feel realistic. As I said, it's not a very long game, but don't worry because there are 2 DLC missions and a wave-based level too, which is not bad in my opinion. The DLC also has different characters, story and mechanics that can offer a different experience from the core game. So finally the question, is it still worth buying? Dishonored has an amazing gameplay, great mechanics, great level designing, good music and a good story, and I really think it's still super worth playing. If you tell me to name 5 stealth games that you must play, then I will definitely mention Dishonored without any hesitation. And that is all for this video. If you enjoyed this, then thanks for watching, subscribe if you want to, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
For all of the big and the small, well, the taller they stand, well, the harder they fall. We live for today, but we die for the next, with blood in our veins.